Hi my friends, welcome to OakWell Home. My name is Zita. Hope everyone is having an awesome day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the corner. On my channel, I share with you the DIYs I'm doing around my home, the DIYs I create for resale, to give as a gift, or to keep for myself. And I show you the process that I go through to make these items into beautiful treasures again. So let's see what I worked on in today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I created some fall pumpkin decor. So for this first pumpkin, I have a pumpkin here that I thrifted from the thrift store. And I have an old sweater of mine that I don't use anymore. So I'm going to make a sweater pumpkin with this one. So for the first step, I'm going to place the pumpkin inside the sweater sleeve that I cut off, and instead of hot gluing this down to the bottom, I'm just going to take my needle and thread and do a gathering stitch and just pull it all together. And right here, I'm just going to pull off the stem and any embellishments that are on the top of the pumpkin. And I'm going to cut off the excess sweater. And I made a bit of a hole in the middle of the pumpkin because it wasn't hollow inside. So I just carved it out with the scissors and then just tuck the sweater inside the pumpkin. Right here, I'm just cutting a piece of wood for the stem of the pumpkin just to make it look more natural instead of the plastic stem that was on there. So right here, I'm just tucking all of the sweater down into the middle of the pumpkin, and then I'm going to put my stem in. Now I'm just wrapping some twine around the pumpkin, and then I'm going to embellish it with some of the leaves that were already on this pumpkin. And I did add another leaf that I had laying around after towards the end that you'll see in the reveal. So this is a pretty simple DIY. If you have some old sweaters laying around, it would be really nice in some other colors as well. I'll be doing this again in the future with some other different color sweaters. For this next pumpkin, this is a thread roll that I thrifted from the thrift store. I think I got 6 in a package for $2. These are so simple and work really well for tucking sweaters and stuff down inside because it already has the hole there and it has a hole for a stem. So these are very simple. And here I'm just using some embellishments that I took off some pumpkins that I got from the dollar store that I'll be making over as well. So this one was quick and simple. Just that portion of the sweater was the excess that I cut off from the sleeve of the other pumpkin. Just tucked it into those holes in the center, and it's done. For this next pumpkin, this is a smaller thread roll. Actually, this is a larger thread roll, sorry. And right here, I'm just using an old napkin that I had laying around that I don't use anymore. So I'm just tucking that in. And what I'm doing here, as you can see, I'm making kind of like a pleat to kind of mimic the ribs of the pumpkin. So I just tucked all that inside, and there was still room for my stem. I put my embellishments on it, and now I have a beautiful plaid little pumpkin. Something anyone can do. Everyone probably has some nice napkins at home. This is a quick and simple DIY. And you can hot glue all of that material inside if you'd like. I didn't because everything fit in nicely, and if I wanted to change it out and make it into a different design, then I could do that. Here I'm doing the same thing with a smaller thread roll. So I'm doing the exact same process, and I'm making it into a pleat just to mimic the ribs of the pumpkin again, and just putting the sticks that I cut off in the middle to act as the stem, and again just embellished it. I wrapped some twine around this one. Again, I did not hot glue this twine on or the fabric. If you'd like to do that, you can, but I just left it as is just in case I wanted to change it out. I just gave the twine on this one kind of a loose kind of effect. But I did add a couple of leaves to that, as you'll see at the end in the reveal. For these next two pumpkins that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, I gave them 2 coats of Fusion Coal Black paint, and I was going to leave them just black, and I put some antiquing wax on them after I put the 2 coats of black paint on them, but I decided to change one up and apply some decals that I had left over from a stencil that I did for a fall sign with my silhouette cameo. so I just stuck those decals on and spray painted one of them with 2 coats of white paint, and then just peeled those decals off to reveal some of the black paint underneath. And you'll see that at the end of this DIY. So for the pumpkin that I left black, I just added some of the embellishments that already came with the pumpkin. And I didn't think it was enough, so I had a sunflower floral that I also added to it, and I added some floral wire to this and wrapped it in twine. So guys, if you're cutting down your floral and you have some of that wire left over at the bottom, don't throw it away, because you can use it for DIYs such as this. And you can just, as you can see here, I'm just wrapping a bit of twine around it, and kind of gives it a nice little effect. So don't let that wire go to waste. It looks nice, but I felt like it needed something else, so I added that sunflower that I had. So just clipped that off and stuck that in, and it brightened it up a little more. So here's the second pumpkin that I painted black, and as I mentioned before, I just added those sticker decals and then spray painted it white, gave it 2 coats of white, and then just peeled back those decal stickers. So right here I'm just applying some of the antiquing wax to the pumpkin just to give it some more dimension. For this next pumpkin, this one is also from the Dollar Tree, and I didn't really like this big sunflower on the top, so I just took that off, took it outside and spray painted it, just using a coffee stir stick here to hold it. Comes in handy because you don't have to touch the pumpkin. And I'm also using an antiquing wax on this one just to give it some more dimension so it's not as stark white. And I just dabbed the lint-free cloth on the paper just so there was less on the cloth so it wouldn't come out all blotchy. What do you think of that? That looks pretty nice, eh? Gives it some more dimension. So right here I'm just putting the plastic stem in that came off one of the other pumpkins. I'm just hot gluing that on so it doesn't come out, and I'm going to wrap that one in twine just to make it look a little nicer. That plastic stem didn't look very nice, so once the twine is on there, it looks awesome. That looks a lot better with the twine than the little plastic stem that was on there. And it also ties in nicely with the antiquing wax that I put on there. Well guys, that's it for today's pumpkin DIYs. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you giving me your time. And I hope this video gave you guys some inspiration to make over pumpkins that you've thrifted or picked up from the dollar store, or even pumpkins that you already have that you can give a new look to. Please let me know in the comments which pumpkin was your favorite today. Don't forget to give this video a like and a comment. This helps new YouTubers such as myself. It helps our channels grow. And please click that subscribe button and the notification bell for more videos like this one. Enjoy this reveal, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.